Good evening. It's 6:33 on Monday, January 12th, 2026. And I now call this Winton Woods City School Board of Education organizational meeting to order. The first item on our agenda is 1.02. I'd love to ask former Winton Woods School Board member, current Winton Woods parent, friend, supporter, and our Hamilton County Auditor, Miss Jessica Miranda, if you would come forward and join us at the podium just to administer the oath of office to our newly elected board members. All right, first we will have, let's see here, Miss Deborah Bryant.
Benefit of a name that starts with a B.
Sound check, Tony. Is that good? Got it.
Oh,
hello.
all right. Raise your right hand.
All right.
I state your name.
I, Deborah Bryant,
Solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio.
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio.
That I will perform faithfully and impartially
I will perform faithfully and impartially
the duties of member of Board of Education
the duties of the member of Board of Education
of the Winton Woods City School District,
of the Winton Woods City School District,
Hamilton County, Ohio,
Hamilton County, Ohio,
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and in accordance with the laws
and in accordance with the laws
now in effect and hereinafter
now in effect and hereinafter
to be enacted
to be enacted
during my continuance in said office
to be in my continuance in said office
and until my successor is elected and qualified.
until my successor is elected and qualified.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we'll have Miss Kayla Miller.
Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Kayla Miller,
Solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio.
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
That I will perform faithfully and impartially
that I will perform faithfully and impartially
the duties of member of Board of Education
the duties of member of Board of Education
of the Winton Woods City School District,
of the Winton Woods City School District,
Hamilton County, Ohio,
Hamilton County,
to
Ohio,
the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and in accordance with the laws now in effect
and in accordance with the laws now in effect
and hereafter to be enacted
and hereafter to be enacted
during my continuance in said office
during my continuance in said office
and until my successor is elected and qualified.
and until my successor is elected and qualified.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, Mr. Brandon Smith.
I state your name.
I state your name. No, I'm joking. I, Brandon Smith,
Solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio.
and the Constitution of Ohio.
That I will perform faithfully and impartially
That I will perform faithfully and impartially
the duties of member of Board of Education
the duties of the member of the Board of Education
of the Winton Woods City School District,
of the Winton Woods City School District,
Hamilton County, Ohio,
Hamilton County, Ohio,
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and in accordance with the laws
in accordance with the laws
now in effect
now in effect
and hereinafter to be enacted
and hereinafter to be enacted
during my continuance in said office
during my continuance in said office
and until my successor is elected and qualified.
and until my successor is elected and qualified.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Thank you all so very much. I'm so excited to continue this work with all of you in 2026. And congratulations on your elections. The next item on the agenda is 1.03. Mr. Seymour, can you please call the roll?
Yes. Ms. Bryant,
Present.
Ms. Knighton,
Present.
Ms. Miller,
Present.
Mr. Smith,
Here.
Mr. Spielman. Present.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is 2.01, President Election. At this time, Board, I'd like to open the floor for nominations for President for our esteemed Winton Woods Board of Education for the 2026 year.
President President, I'd like to make a request or a, gosh, I'm blanking on the words.
Nomination.
Nomination, goodness. Is it 2026 already? My mind is going on one day. Nomination to nominate Angela Knighton as president for the 25-26 school year.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any additional nominations, Board?
No.
Any questions or discussion? Okay, this time, I'm going to go ahead and close nominations. Mr. Seymour, would you please call for the vote?
Ms. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Knighton?
Aye.
Ms. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Spielman?
Aye.
Thank you, Board. It's been determined that I, Angela Knighton, I guess, will serve as the president of the Winton Woods City School Board of Education for the 2026 year. Miss Miranda, I guess will administer my vote.
Okay. Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Angela Knighton,
Solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
perform the duties of the President
perform the duties of the President
of the Board of Education
of the Board of Education
of the Winton Woods City School
of
District,
the Winton Woods City School District,
Hamilton County, Ohio.
Hamilton County, Ohio.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Madam President.
Thank you so much, Board. Next on the agenda, we'll go to 3.01, Vice President election. And at this time, Board, I'd like to open the floor for nominations for Vice President for the Winton Woods Board of Education for the 2026 calendar year.
I'd like to nominate Will Spillman for vice president for the 2025-26 school year.
Mr. Spielman, you said?
Mr. Spillman, aye.
That was a nomination for Mr. Spielman. Board, do we have a second?
A second.
Okay, it's been motioned and seconded. Are there any additional nominations? Questions or discussion? Okay, at this time, nominations are closed. Mr. Seymour, would you call for the vote, please?
Ms. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Knighton?
Aye.
Ms. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Smith? Aye. Mr. Spielman?
Aye.
Thank you, Board. It's been determined that this time that Mr. Bill Spielman will serve as the Vice President of the Winton Woods City School Board of Education for the 2026 year. Mrs. Miranda, would you please administer the oath?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes.
I state your name.
I, Bill Spielman,
Solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
and I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
perform the duties of the Vice President
perform the duties of the Vice President
of the Board of Education
of the Board of Education
of the Winton Woods City School District,
of the Winton Woods City School District,
Hamilton County, Ohio.
Hamilton County, Ohio.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Vice President.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. Spielman. Thank you, Board. All right. And thank you, Mrs. Miranda, for all that. Next item on the agenda is 4.01, schedule of regular school board meetings. Board, you have before you a proposed schedule for the 2026 regular school board meetings and work sessions. A motion to approve the schedule is in order.
Madam President, I'd like to move that we approve the schedule of regular board meetings as presented for the 2026 Winton Woods City School Board of Education meeting dates for regular meetings and board work sessions as detailed.
Thank you. It's been motioned.
I'll second the motion.
It's been motioned and seconded. Thank you. Are there any discussions to be had, board?
I won't be at the November 9th meeting. I'll be out of the country.
Okay, let the record show that.
Can we have our meeting there?
You would love where I'm going, but I apologize that you cannot go with me.
Do tell, please.
Oh, I will be in Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we can make that work. We need to go.
Can we move that meeting?
We
to
could have that meeting there.
Just kidding.
If the budget will support it,
We'd have to pay our own way.
Right,
well,
right.
You
somebody's
could
got to pay for Tony to come.
Oh, that's
There
true.
See, that's the caveat.
That's
There it
true.
is.
Thanks, guys, so much. Mr. Seymour, would you please call for the roll or the vote?
Ms. Bryant,
Aye.
Ms. Knighton,
Aye.
Ms. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Smith,
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
Checking to make sure there's no other meetings I'm
Oh,
not
my
coming to
goodness.
before y'all get a little happy with it.
all right.
Do you approve the schedule, Doug?
I haven't looked at all.
As it currently sits, aye.
Mr. Spielman.
Aye.
And
Okay. That vote passes unanimously. Thank you. Next on the agenda, 5.01, proposed fiscal year 26-27 tax budget. Mr. Seymour, you have the floor.
Yes, Board, before you have the proposed tax budget for 2027. And as you know, the first step in the process was that you authorized me to utilize the 5-year forecast for the budgetary process for the general fund. The second step in the process is for us to adopt a tax budget for the funds which collect real estate taxes. Our general fund, our bond retirement, permanent improvement, and classroom facilities. As you recall, classroom facilities was required to be maintained when we went into our project with the Ohio Facilities Construction Commission from the state of Ohio. So with that, you develop the tax budget. The tax budget is then submitted to the Hamilton County Auditor, Ms. Jessica Miranda. And then sometime usually it's at the April board meeting, they submit back to us the tax rates based upon the budget. Basically, in the budget, we're expressing to the Hamilton County Auditor that there is a need for the taxes that are levied. And as you recall, in a lot of the discussion and in the legislation and the new state funding mechanisms, they've given the Budget Commission more power to review that tax budget. Of course, Winton Woods is not currently impacted by that, but some districts around the state will be, because once your cash balance exceeds a certain threshold, the Budget Commission, along with the county auditor, can adjust those tax rates. However, Winton Woods is not in a situation like that, nor are we at the what's known as the 20 mil floor at Winton Woods. So for the most part, our tax budget will be fine. I do believe that as you know, we had a 10-year emergency levy, and we rolled that over to a permanent substitute levy. And on that levy, you can never collect more than $4,200,000. So I believe that rate will go down slightly, and then possibly due to increased value, the bond retirement effective rate might go down slightly. But along with our tax budget, as you saw, we also submit our schedule of debt for our bonds and interest. The bond retirement fund is the levy funds that pay off our debt and our interest for the construction of the new buildings, which exceeded $100 million. And with that, the general fund proposed budget is $72,200,000. I will round off. Bond retirement is $3.2 million. Permanent improvement $800,000, and classroom facility maintenance approximately $250,000. Each year in classroom facilities maintenance, we collect approximately $200,000, and that grows if the business director does not need to utilize any of those funds to maintain the new facilities. I don't know if you have any other questions, but upon approval, I submit this to the Hamilton County Auditor, and then they will in turn ask us to adopt the rates that they set in April. It'll come back to you as a resolution of amounts and rates. Most of you are familiar with that.
Board, any questions? Motion is in order.
Mrs. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2026-2027 budget and budget resolution, adoption of the fiscal year 2027 tax budget as presented.
I'll second that.
Perfect. It's been motioned and seconded. Mr. Seymour, can you call for the vote?
Ms. Bryant,
Aye.
Ms. Knighton,
Aye.
Ms. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Spielman.
Aye.
Thank you. That vote passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda is 6.01, investment of inactive and interim funds. Mr. Seymour, you have the floor.
Yes, Board, here I'm requesting that you authorize me to invest inactive and interim funds in investments always pursuant to board policy and Ohio Revised Code as funds are available.
Board, of motions in order?
This will be my motion day. Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to request a motion to authorize the treasurer to invest inactive and interim funds in permissible investments pursuant to the board policy and Ohio Revised Code when funds are available.
I'll second that.
Any questions or discussion? Okay, seeing none, Mr. Seymour, can you call for the vote?
Ms. Bryant,
Aye.
Ms. Knighton,
Aye.
Ms. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Spielman.
Aye.
Thank you. That vote passes unanimously. We'll move on to 7.01, authorization of official signatures. Mr. Seymour, again, you have
Yes, per Ohio Revised Code 33.13, I'm requesting a motion to authorize the president and the treasurer to be the official signers for payment of all funds for the Board of Education, and also further authorize that one of the two authorized signers of the checks on behalf of the board accounts may be a facsimile for the treasurer.
Thank you. Are motions in order?
Madam President, I'd like to move that we approve, as per Ohio Revised Code 3313.51, we authorize the president and treasurer to be the official signers for payment of funds for the Board of Education, and further authorize that one of the two authorized sign checks on all Board of Education accounts, and that the treasurer's signature may be a facsimile.
I second that motion.
Thank you. It's been motioned and seconded. Any questions or discussion? Mr. Seymour, would you call for the vote?
Ms. Bryant,
Aye.
Ms. Knighton,
Aye.
Ms. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Spielman.
Aye.
That vote passes unanimously. Thank you, Board. We'll move on to 8.01, a resolution requesting the county auditor to make advance payments of taxes. Mr. Seymour, again, you can have the floor.
Yes, I'm asking you to pass this resolution to authorize myself or the Assistant Treasurer, Mr. Jim DeMar, to request tax advances from the Hamilton County Auditor. As you know, when taxes are due, I believe they're due like February 20th, but as those payments come in, we are permitted to request advances until the final settlement date of the, what they call it, the settlement date of the taxes. And as funds are collected, they can award us, I believe they use 80% of what they've collected and they can send to us as an advance. But I need Board of Education permission to request those funds.
Perfect, thank you. Board, a motion's in order.
Madam President, I make a motion to approve the resolution requesting the auditor to make advance payments of taxes as presented.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second the motion.
It's been motioned and seconded. Any questions or discussion?
No.
Okay, seeing none, Mr. Seymour, can you please call for the vote?
Ms. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Knighton?
Aye.
Ms. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Smith? Mr. Spielman?
Aye.
Thank you, Board. That vote passes unanimously. On to 9.01, Board Member Participation and Employee Benefit Plan. Again, Mr. Seymour.
Mine. There, it wouldn't scroll. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No
It is a
problem. You
Monday.
have most of the agenda tonight, so you know.
Keeping track.
Also, as per Ohio Revised Code 33.13.202, board members may exercise their right to participate in the Board of Education's health benefit plan or dental plan at full cost to them. The only thing that is required is that if a board member would elect to participate in the district's health care plan, it must be so noted in the minutes that you're going to participate in the district's health plan. And the cost is there for you.
Forgive me. So do we have to make that determination right now on record?
No, if you should, one of you should decide that you want to participate in our group health plan, it would have to be so noted in the minutes.
Okay. So this
It's
is
just
just
that
for
we're
information.
just informing everyone that you have the right to participate in the group health plan as an employee, but at full cost to you.
And
Board,
if
any
we
questions?
if we don't wish to participate, we don't have to do anything.
Right, right. We have had board members in the past that have elected to participate.
It's a good plan, but expensive.
Questions, comments? Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda, 10.01, Fiscal Officer Student Activity Accounts. Mr. Seymour, back to you.
Yes, here I'm requesting that the board appoint Superintendent Steve Denny to be the sign-off officer on all student athletic and activity programs, and that these programs shall be presented to the board once each year. Also, that the superintendent will also have the authority to approve and/or modify the student activity or athletic budgets throughout the year as warranted. And then the next, it's the next item that lists all of our student activity and athletic clubs.
For this one, there is a motion in order.
Madam President, I'd like to move that we request the appointment of the superintendent to be the sign-off officer of all student athletic and activity programs, and these programs shall be presented to the board once each year. The superintendent will also have the authority to approve and or modify the student activity budgets throughout the year as warranted.
Perfect, thank you. A second?
I'll second that motion.
Wonderful. Any questions or discussion? Okay. Seeing none, Mr. Seymour, would you call for the vote?
Ms. Bryant,
Aye.
Ms. Knighton,
Aye.
Ms. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Spielman.
Aye.
Great, thank you. Board, that passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda is 11.01 athletic and student activity accounts. Again, Mr. Seymour.
Yes, I'm requesting the board to authorize the athletic and student activity accounts as presented in the list attached for fiscal years 2026 and 2027, and of course calendar year 26 as presented.
Board.
I make a motion to request the authorization for the athletic and student activity accounts for fiscal years 2026 and 2027 and calendar year 2026 as presented.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Been motion and seconded. Mr. Seymour, can you, I'm sorry, any discussion or?
I just have a question. I asked Mr. Denny about, there's groups that are not on this list, you know, and why was that? And some of those groups have accounts and funds, and some of the other ones that are not on the list just haven't requested that funds and raised money, and so that's why they're not on the list. So that was a clarification for me.
And I did have a question. I noticed that we have a Key Club, but we don't have a Builders Club. Is that correct? Which is the junior high school version before.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I thought we had both.
Okay. Because I
Yeah.
see Key Club has an account for high school, but nothing for the middle school.
And it's my guess is it's that.
Okay.
In fact, I'm about 98% sure that we have a builders club as well, and I
Okay.
think Dr. Thompson is the moderator for both.
Okay. So maybe
one
the
of-
funds are both tied together. Okay.
That could be, or that the junior high, the middle school chapter of the builders club doesn't have fundraising capacities,
Gotcha.
and the Key Club does.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
That was my question. No comment.
Any additional discussion?
No.
Mr. Seymour, can you call for the vote?
Ms. Bryant,
Aye.
Ms. Knighton,
Aye.
Ms. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Spielman.
Aye.
Thank you, board. That passes unanimously. On to 12.01, authorization of then and now certificate. Mr. Seymour.
Yes. I'm requesting the board authorize the treasurer to exercise the then and now certificate of funds, provided the funds are within the board approved appropriations and were free of any previous encumbrances. In other words, someone neglects to put in a requisition and the items come and the funds were available then when they purchased it and they are still available. You're giving me permission to exercise requisition of what's called then and now. The funds were available then and they are available now. This is only up to a threshold of $3,000.
Thank you. Board, a motion's in order?
As per revised code 5705.41, we would request authorization for the treasurer to exercise the then and now certification of funds, provided the funds are within the board approved appropriations and free of any previous encumbrances.
Mr. Spielman made a motion. Someone second that?
I second the motion.
Thank you. It's been motioned and seconded. Any discussion or conversation? Okay. Mr. Seymour, would you call for the vote?
Ms. Bryant,
Aye.
Ms. Knighton,
Aye.
Ms. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Spielman.
Aye.
Right, that passes unanimously. On to 13.01, blanket purchase orders. Back to Mr. Seymour.
Yes, I'm requesting that the board authorize the treasurer to use blanket purchase orders, provided that such purchase orders shall be in an amount, not in an amount in excess of $1 million, and no such blanket purchase order shall extend beyond the end of the fiscal year, and that super blanket purchase orders are not subject to the $1 million limitation. An example of a blanket purchase, most of our blanket purchase orders are Duke Energy, Cincinnati Waterworks, fuel, things like that. things that our Director of Business Affairs knows that he needs to put in place. He's going to need certain items throughout the year for heating and air protection or for boiler, and some of the maintenance contracts that we have and the software that we use. We go ahead and issue a blanket purchase order to one of those vendors to make sure that the funds are available when they need to purchase something. As that purchase order gets low, my office informs the supervisor that they would need to put a new purchase order into place before they continue to purchase. A sample of a super blanket purchase order would be Scarlet and Gray is one of the ones that come to my mind first. It's one account and it exceeds $1 million, and we encumber that the first of the year because we know the contract and we know the amount.
Board, of motions in order?
Madam President, I make a motion to authorize the treasurer to use blanket purchase orders, provided that no such purchase order shall be in the amount in excess of $1 million, and no such blanket purchase order shall extend beyond the end of the fiscal year. Super blanket purchase orders are not subject to the $1 million limitation.
Thank you. Second?
Can I please second that?
You absolutely can, Mr. Spielman.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion, board?
Now, I just want to say thank you, Mr. Seymour, for that explanation. I think it's important for the public to understand what we mean by these terms, so thank you for those examples.
Oh, yeah, I also a super blanket purchase order, and just to go on a little, like blanket purchase orders in one account, I can have multiple blankets. If I have a super purchase order, that's one line item, one account, Scarlet and Gray, 1 point whatever.
Appreciate that.
Great.
And that one doesn't necessarily have to be closed out at the end of the year if there's pending summer work or something.
Okay. It's helpful to know. Anything else, board, on that? Mr. Seymour, would you call for the vote?
I'm sorry. Ms. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Knighton?
Aye.
Ms. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Smith? Mr. Spielman?
Aye.
Great, thank you. On to 14.01, authorization to modify appropriations. Mr. Seymour.
Yes, I'm requesting authorization from the board for the treasurer to modify the original line item appropriations as set by the board. I shall not alter the total appropriations at any fund level as adopted by the board, and all modifications be within the last board adopted appropriations measure, and the treasurer still stay within the funds available as certified by the Budget Commission of the Hamilton County Auditor as amended or approved on or before June 30th of the Budget Commission. As you know, you adopt the appropriations, and from time to time, departments will request an adjustment of their budget to move from a purchase service or to a supply, and I go ahead and I do that transfer. Then, at a later date, I bring the appropriations back to you, and we appropriate to the fund level. I would never exceed the authorized total fund level. If they make a request to transfer, we never add funds without board authority. We would be adjusting an account within the total. That's what I'm trying to say in a legal way.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Mhm.
Board, of motions in order?
Madam President, I'd like to move we request authorization for the treasurer to modify the original line item appropriations to, as set by the board. The treasurer shall not alter the total amended appropriations at the fund level as adopted by the board. All modifications must be within the last board adopted appropriations measure. The treasurer shall stay within the funds available as certified by the Budget Commission of Hamilton County or as amended and approved on or before June 30th by the Budget Commission.
Wonderful, thank you. A second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Board, it's been motioned and seconded. Any questions or discussion?
No, again, just thank you for the examples.
Ms. Bryant,
Aye.
Ms. Knighton,
Aye.
Ms. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Spielman.
Aye.
Great, thank you. That passes unanimously. And we'll move on to 15.01, appointment of purchasing agent. Back to Mr. Seymour.
Yes, we're requesting authorization for Mr. Jeremy Day, Executive Director of Business Affairs, to serve as the superintendent's designated purchasing agent for the district on all purchases as per board policy. And we listed the policies that the board has adopted for procurement, which is our purchasing. Our superintendent does not have time to look at every purchase order and approve them. So
Why not? You act like you have other things to do or something. No, just kidding.
Sleep.
And by law, there has to be two signers on the purchase order, the treasurer and one other authorized person for checks and
Makes total
balances.
sense.
Thank you for the explanation.
Yeah.
Can I get a motion, board?
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to request authorization for Mr. Jeremy Day, Executive Director of Business Affairs, to serve as the superintendent's designated purchasing agent for the district and all purchases as per board policy, policies 6320 and 6325 that relate to procurement.
Great, thank you. Second?
I'll be the second.
Perfect. It's been motioned and seconded. Any questions or discussion?
Some of these just seem like we're going through them, but every year the board has to approve these things. So if anybody's watching the program, it's like we're just going through and approving things, but it's a requirement to do this on an annual basis, and that's why it's called the organizational meeting, because we're setting the precedence for how we will work for the year.
Thanks for that.
Yeah,
'Cause I think
that's a very good explanation.
Yeah. Thank you
I think
for
what's
that,
going
yeah.
on? We're just going, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Perfect. Mr. Seymour, would you call for the vote?
Ms. Bryant,
Aye.
Ms. Knighton,
Aye.
Ms. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Spielman.
Aye.
Perfect. On to 16.01, resolution authorizing superintendent or superintendent's designee to accept resignations. And this one, I think I'm going to pass it to Mr. Denny.
Variety is good,
We'll
right?
give you a break, Mr.
Okay,
Seymour, if
thank
that's okay.
Thank you, President Knighton, and good
Absolutely.
evening, Board. And thank you. Board, you should have before you a resolution, and I would draw your attention in particular to Section 1 of the resolution, and if I might, I'll just go ahead and read that for the benefit of this discussion as well as awareness of the public. If an employee of the Board of Education tenders his or her resignation, the superintendent or superintendent's designee shall be duly authorized to accept such resignation on the board's behalf. The acceptance of the resignation shall be final and not subject to the board's approval or ratification. All employees are employees of the board, and only the board can accept their resignation under Ohio Revised Code without this provision. So the board is essentially authorizing me and or my designee, which would be, in this case, Ms. Courtney Wilson, Executive Director of Human Resources and Legal Affairs, to accept a resignation on the board's behalf. That would still appear on the next board schedule for resignation, but it could be accepted and considered to be final, if you will. And what this does is it closes a loophole where someone could resign and then take it back before the board meets, and that can create issues, legal concerns. So, on advice of legal counsel, the board's legal counsel, it's recommended that this be approved and authorized each calendar year. So, board, the recommendation before you, recommended action would be to approve the resolution authorizing superintendent or designee to accept resignations as presented.
Board?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the resolution authorizing the superintendent or superintendent designee to accept resignations as presented.
I would like to second the motion.
Okay, perfect. It has been motioned and seconded. Any discussion or questions? Okay, Mr. Seymour, would you call for the vote, please?
Ms. Bryant,
Aye.
Ms. Knighton,
Aye.
Ms. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Spielman.
Aye.
Perfect. That vote passed unanimously. Let's go ahead and move on to 17.01, appointment of legal advisor and counsel. Again, Superintendent Denny, you have the floor.
Thanks again, Ms. Knighton. Board, this particular item is again a standing item for the organizational meeting and is simply to, again, authorize by motion that Innocent Britton is the Board of Education's legal counsel and legal advisor. So Board, the recommended action would be to make a motion to appoint Innocent Britton as the Board of Education's legal advisor and counsel for the 26 calendar year.
Thank you. Motion's in order.
Since this is so small, I would like to do it. Madam President, I would like to move that we appoint Innocent Britton as the Board of Education's legal advisor and counsel.
Great, thank you.
Brandon, one second.
A second. Did you second?
I'll second that. I make a- I was
Okay,
hoping
Ms.
to do it.
Bryant.
I'm trying to get,
Ms. Bryant, second it.
yes.
Perfect.
I'm trying to get all members to participate.
Any discussion or conversation? Questions?
No.
Okay, perfect. Mr. Seymour, can you call for the vote?
Ms. Bryant,
Aye.
Ms. Knighton,
Aye.
Ms. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Spielman.
Aye.
Okay, that vote passes unanimously. Let's go ahead and move on to 18.01, recognition of support organizations. Board, you have before you the 2025-2026 budgets for 4 different support organizations that are working on behalf of the students of Winton Woods City Schools. The recommended action would be to recognize these 4 groups as affiliated support organizations for Winton Woods City Schools. And a motion is in order.
You want me to do that one? Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to recognize the following Winton Woods City School District affiliated support organizations as follow: the Athletic Boosters, Performing Art Boosters, Winton Woods PTA, Winton Woods Educational Foundation, and as attached, the budgets are there for review.
Perfect. Thank you. Second?
I'll second the motion.
Wonderful. Thank you. It's been motioned and seconded. Any questions, discussion?
Each of these groups are responsible for their budget. That's outside of the board's
It's
purview.
simply submitted for you to review. We have no control or any ties to those funds.
Correct.
Perfect. Mr. Seymour, could you call the vote?
Ms. Bryant,
Aye.
Ms. Knighton,
Aye.
Ms. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Spielman.
Aye.
Perfect. That vote passes unanimously. We'll move on to 19.01, continuation of memberships. Board, the recommended action for this line item is to continue membership or subscription to the following: the membership to the Ohio School Boards Association, the subscription to Briefcase and School Management News, membership and participation in the Ohio School Boards Association Legal Assistance Fund, and the Ohio Education Policy Institute. And that would mean that a motion is in order to approve those.
Madam President, I'd like to move that we approve continuing membership and subscriptions for the following: Ohio School Board Association, subscription to the Briefcase and School Management News, participation in the Ohio School Boards Association Legal Assistance Fund, and the Ohio Education Policy Institute, all of them being January to December of 2026.
Perfect. Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Wonderful. Thank you. It's been motioned and seconded. Any questions, discussion? Okay, Mr. Seymour, can you call for the vote, please?
Aye.
Ms. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Knighton?
Aye.
Ms. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Smith? Mr. Spielman?
I would like to second the motion.
Thank you. It's been motioned and seconded. Any discussion or question?
I do have a question, Mr. Macy's. I think I heard something somewhere in the beginning last school year. Schools can adapt out of the school board association, correct? So I think it's important for the public to understand that we are committed to public education and we're committed to being a part of the Greater Ohio School Board Association. And this is proof to that each year that we're renewing our membership in that organization.
It's a great point. Yeah.
And they've provided valuable training. You know,
Absolutely.
not only the seminar in November for 3 days, but we had them in for some board training earlier. I think it was March or April. It was really good.
There's online webinars, lots of information to keep us connected to what's going on in the state.
Yeah, I mean, they've provided resources for us on superintendent and treasurer evaluation, when we were in the process for superintendent hiring. You know, they've provided a lot of
They do.
resources and direction, and absolutely, definitely add a lot of value to us as board members, I feel like. So,
Correct.
yeah, it's a great point. Yeah. Great. It's been motioned and seconded. Any additional conversation? Wonderful. Mr. Seymour, can you call for the vote?
Ms. Bryant,
Aye.
Ms. Knighton,
Aye.
Ms. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Spielman.
Aye.
Perfect. That passes unanimously. We will move on to 20.01, Council, Committee, and Legislative Liaison Appointments. So, this is the fun part, right? We, as we traditionally do at this time of the year, it's time to determine assignments to various committees for this upcoming year. Some have already been appointed, and will continue on that. But we need to discuss it. So, board, if we'll kind of entertain some discussion briefly just about that, and we'll just kind of go down. There is a list of them there in your board docs if you want to follow along. But the first one is the Ohio School Boards Association Legislative Liaison. I know Mr. Spielman just recently took that over. And, you
I'll
know,
be glad to keep it.
so unless anyone
Unless
is
somebody
really
else
pressed
desperately
to take,
wants it.
if anyone is really pressed to take that away from Mr. Spielman, or would like to nominate themselves, we'll leave Mr. Spielman to do that. That'll be wonderful. Mr. Spielman, thank you for your service to that duty. For the Great Oaks Board of Education, I have recently accepted appointment to that, and so that will run through December 31st of 2028. So I'll remain that. I did take that over from Mr. Jeff Birdie. The next one is the Superintendent's Review and Evaluation Liaison. That has traditionally, from my understanding, been the president and vice president to sit on that team. So unless anyone is kind of opposed or would like to join that, are you okay with
Yeah.
me putting the both of us down for
Yes.
that? Okay.
Yes, I am.
Perfect. Same with the treasurer's review and evaluation liaison. It's traditionally been the president and vice president. So myself and Mr. Spielman can take on those responsibilities. Board member handbook. This is one I kind of maybe wanted to discuss. I'm not sure traditionally kind of who's
I think that's all of us.
taken that. All of us. Okay.
We should
Um,
say so.
So,
Just put all members, I guess.
All board members.
Mhm.
okay. All board members. Perfect. The Ohio School Boards Association Urban School District Advisory Network Liaison.
I don't remember that
I,
one.
I'm not sure that we have someone currently assigned to that.
I don't believe so.
So this is one that I would really like to try to get connected and get back up and running.
Can
I
we
know there were a
nominate
few
someone?
things at the OSBA conference this past November. So one of the ones that has not signed up for anything yet.
I'm looking at Miss Miller. Would you be interested?
Look at that.
I would
smile.
like more detail about the network.
I don't know. This is the first time I've seen it on our agenda, honestly.
Mm.
And I've joined up for the Southwest Regional Executive Committee, so I don't know what this one is.
I've
If
gotten
we-
occasional emails from them through the state, through this committee, but I was never on the committee, but I get like a monthly email from them.
So we're considered an urban district.
Would you like to be the tentative person and we
We
can get more
strive to set
details?
according
It's
to
mostly
which
urban
is
districts, and you don't really have to appoint anyone. I believe this was added at the time that we had a board member that was interested in serving on going and attending those meetings. It was Miss Katrina Rugless. She was involved with the urban. As any of you recall? I
See, it
don't-
was
I don't
before
remember
all
if
of our
any of you
time.
served with her.
You just can't.
Mm-mm.
Just
I don't
not
think so.
So
I
what
think it's
I'd
a
like to do
valuable
is maybe,
position to have.
so I think, as the president, I would like to maybe reach out to Miss Rugless and see, maybe get some context on what that
The
is
OS
about, and then I can share it with the board members, and we can decide if we want to continue representation on that. Does that sound
Mhm.
agreeable, or
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole the OSBA has a website and it has like if you put in there, it tells you what the network is. I agree. You can if
which is great. I mean, I think
yeah.
it's probably a little more helpful to see if it's pertains
looking
well
at it-
to our district. Like maybe that's why we haven't had representation. Maybe it wasn't
Right. Could be.
very beneficial. I mean, like worth.
Reviewing this from a high level, yes, I'll join as liaison. It looks like it's a chance to advocate, especially with us knowing what's going on with career, cradle to career. It's focusing on urban areas or making sure our students know the opportunities that they have. And that's just based off the website. So that's fine.
Okay.
And this is not on there, Madam President, but I did when we were at OSBA, they were looking for liaison. So I joined the Southwest Region Executive Committee for our region. So,
Southwest Region.
Executive Committee, yeah. Regional Executive Committee.
Okay, perfect.
Is that for Ohio School?
Plus I have school board.
Thank you all.
Southwest Regional Executive Committee, Ohio School Board Association. You want me to add that? You're saying, right?
Okay. I mean, if it needs to be public or not, I don't know. I guess so, because it's an appointment.
You don't want it to be an appointment now.
No, it's something I had to sign up with
okay.
OSBA.
Okay. Did Ms. Miller agree to do urban?
Yes.
Well, I'm just wondering at what capacity I guess the board wants to kind of report back from these things. So, I mean, if we're going to officially appoint these things to the board, I mean, I would like to kind of have, like we have a legislative report, we have a Great Oaks report. If we're going to assign people to these other committees, like, do we have some kind of filter to kind of report back?
We
And
can.
so, I mean, that's something
You can put it on the
we
meeting
probably need
agenda.
to discuss too.
Mhm.
And maybe that's something that goes on February work session. Sorry.
Would you like to add it to the February work
Yeah,
session?
I think so. Just because, like, if we're gonna say, hey, we're gonna participate in
Sure.
these committees,
Mhm.
let's make sure it's either full circle or not.
All of them or just certain items?
Well, especially the ones we don't have a report back already
Yeah.
set up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so like we already do the legislative report. We already do the Great Oaks report,
Right.
the superintendent's review, treasurer's review. You know, we're doing an evaluation each year.
Sure.
The board member handbook, you know, that's something that we're required to do. But like the urban school district, the Southwest Regional, these municipality representatives, like I think we should probably
Okay.
figure out how to, like, if we're gonna do the work and form the relationships, to make sure it's beneficial back to this board. It would just be my
Yeah, so the
suggestion.
Southwest Regional is one that you apply for them. So it's not something that we're as a district appointing people, but I'm happy to feedback anything like, hey, this is what's going on, because I think it's important for our district to be connected as much as possible.
Okay.
So yeah, absolutely.
And the urban school district is open to all board members. So even if it's just everyone being a part of it, I'm looking at it in other districts. For example, CPS, all the board members are a part of the urban advisory board.
Perfect. Public records designee is Mr. Seymour. And then the Hamilton County Tax Incentive Review Council representative is also Mr. Seymour. And then we have our municipality representatives. So, Forest Park, I believe at one point it was both of you, maybe? Like, maybe you were taking turns or one was a backup. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember either, yeah.
There was a primary and then an alternate
Okay.
if someone couldn't make
So
it.
maybe we need to.
And part of so I think we need to really talk about what does that mean if you're a municipality rep, because our meetings are the same as our city councils a lot of times, so we can't go to council meetings. So then it's like informal, or are we talking going to other civic organizations inside these municipalities to report? So what does that look like for this board, and what kind of engagement with these entities would we like to have?
Yeah, and I think that's probably part of the conversation we need to have in February.
I would like to nominate Deborah Bryant for that position of Forest Park. Thank you.
I want everybody to see my face. No, I'm just- and I'd like to nominate Brandon as my backup.
So, okay.
Thank
So
you.
maybe that's what we add to the February work session is like, what capacity does that really look
Yeah.
like? How much involvement of the back and forth, you know?
Yeah.
So as far as representatives for Forest Park,
I'll do it. And Brandon's my backup.
Deborah, and then Mr. Smith is the backup.
Mm-hmm.
And then Green Hills, I know Mr. Spillman at one point you were.
I attended those meetings last year. They're about every 2 months.
Every
It was
other
Mr.
month.
Day and Superintendent Denny and myself, Police
Okay.
Chief and
Mhm.
City Manager Yvonne Kovac.
Okay. An alternative for that.
Last year was the board president, but he never got to attend because I made him.
Mr. Spillman, I will be your backup this year as well.
Thank you.
And that'll be my last committee. Thank you.
I'll call you the night before and every meeting.
Yeah, I'll be the backup.
Let's go see this in the city meetings.
And then for Springfield
You're on
Township, Wyoming, I am happy to remain
Always be out of country.
as the representative for that. I would just need somebody to serve as the alternative.
Ms. Miller, would you like to serve as the alternative?
So I need clarity. You don't have to live in these areas to be the representative.
Mm-mm.
Okay. And when are the meetings for Springfield Township?
Well, I mean, I think for like in February, that's what we need to talk about. It's like, which ones are we actually going to attend? What do we need to attend? Because to me, it's kind of more than just attending the meetings. It's really just like, is there relationship building there? Like, to me, that's the butter on the bread.
That's the
you
purpose.
So it's not really just going to their trustee meetings or going to their council meetings. It's like, are they doing things in the community? Are we having that relationship? Like, there's like the church meetings that happen, like
Sure.
those kind of
Yeah,
things
great
are,
example.
to me, would be a better use of my time than going to a council meeting and sitting in there and just hearing what they have going on. So.
I think these meetings are those that Mr. Denny sets up with the city manager or
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
And so it's, just a few people sitting down talking about, are there any issues that need to be discussed from the school leadership and village or city leadership?
I would concur with that. I think there's different sets of meetings that could be
Correct.
discussed. I mean,
Yeah.
we're blessed and fortunate to have a great relationship with our municipalities, but to your point, we need to continue to build and develop that. So I've had a cadence of regular meetings about every other month with the township, the village, and the city of Forest Park. But that's during the business day, not after hours like the council meeting is, where, like Ms. Bryant pointed out, we have a board meeting at the same time they have their regular monthly council meeting for Forest Park. So then we can't ever, it's very difficult to have representation at the council meeting. But Green Hills, I think, meets on a Tuesday night, and I'm not 100% sure when the township meets. So there could be some articulation or discussion around that.
And maybe even asking the community, what do they see? How can we engage with them? What does engagement look like? Because I know that, for Springfield Township, there are people in the townships whose kids are gone, but they would love to do something with the school and we can tap in, but we don't know how to engage with them. So maybe that's something in February we talk about.
Yeah.
What does that engagement look like?
So Green Hills has also appointed someone from their council to be a rep to the schools. So I sit down with her for coffee probably every 2 months and just,
Yeah,
outside of that meeting, is there anything
correct.
from that point of view and we just meet at the library and talk for an hour.
And serving as a backup would really just be kind of like if I wasn't available. So
I understand. I think with me coming in and this is my first meeting and it's just a list with no like blurb or like connection to like what we're doing in these areas, it's a bit overwhelming. But I don't mind serving as a backup because I do try to make sure I can attend community events. I just think going forward, it would be nice to know like what we're currently doing and then what our goal is going forward with each one of these organizations that we're a part of.
And that's
Or
what we're-
committees.
Yeah, for February. Because to be honest with you, we all got this list. This is what we all came into, and it was very anecdotal. So I agree. Just putting it on paper and mapping out what this board would like for it to look like in the future would be beneficial.
well, as your president, I will work on that. Okay.
So Ms.
We'll
Miller
help
is the
you. It's
alternate
not
on
on
there. Ms. Miller is your alternate. Okay.
You got backup. You don't have to do it all.
Great.
One quick question, if I might. Who is the alternate for Forest Park? Ms. Bryant, you were primary? Mr.
Brandon
Smith,
is
okay,
gonna be
thank you.
an alternate.
Unless anybody else wanted, I don't want to overstep or take on too much.
Brandon will be the alternate.
Okay.
Good luck with that, Mr. Smith.
Thank you.
You're the alternate for 2 locations.
That is correct. I think I can handle that.
So a lot of exciting work to take place this year.
Something like that.
Yeah. Great. Next item on the agenda, 21.01, Board Operating Protocol for 2026. Superintendent Denny, do you have the floor?
Thank you, Ms. Knighton. Board, you should have before you a resolution, and I'll just highlight a few items. It's about a 3-page document, but I'll just highlight a couple things that I think speak to the essence of what this is intended to be. It's essentially just a mutual agreement around the role of the board and the way that we would like to operate. So I'll read from the now therefore be it resolved paragraph briefly. So the Board of Education publicly commits themselves collectively and individually to the following operating protocol. And this protocol should be approved by all members of the Board of Education as well as superintendent and treasurer on an annual basis at the Board of Education's organizational meeting held in January. And then just to hit some of the high points, under the protocol itself, one of the chief items or topic areas is board members will practice the governance role. So number one, the board will oversee the management of the district, monitor progress toward the board's goals, which we obviously have 3 strategic goals: improve academic outcomes and growth for students, ensure fiscal stability, and engage the community in the above 2 goals. Also emphasize planning, evaluation, and policy making for the district. The second item is also noteworthy. Just as a highlight, the board will make decisions as a team, and only the board as a whole has the authority to commit the board to any given action. The next major area in the protocol is the board will establish clear expectations and goals. We touched base on the strategic goals that the board has established. Next is agenda preparation and dissemination. And sort of the board, president, vice president chiefly have a role to play in that. There's an agenda critique meeting each month prior to the regular meeting that sets the tone and goes over those items for content and efficiency, which rolls into the next area. All meetings of the board will be conducted efficiently and effectively. And then finally, the last topic area in the protocol is communication is necessary and encouraged, and it highlights the importance of regular and team-oriented communication. So, board, that's essentially the high points of this document. Of course, you're invited to read it in depth and in detail, but the recommended action would be to review and adopt the Board of Education's operating protocol for the 2026 calendar year.
Thank you, Superintendent Denny. Board, a motion's in order.
Madam President, I'd like to move that we review and adopt the Board of Education's operating protocol for 2026.
Thank you, Mr. Spielman. Second.
I second the motion.
Thank you. Board, any questions or discussion? Okay, Mr. Seymour, will you please call for the vote?
Ms. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Knighton?
Aye.
Ms. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Smith? Mr. Spielman?
Aye. Do the superintendent and you have to approve it also? Because it says in here that shall be approved by all members of the board as well as the superintendent and treasurer.
We can't approve at the same level as the board, but we're both supportive of the
Okay.
protocol and agree with it. I mean, he and I've
Okay.
talked about it at length.
Okay.
But thank you for the question.
Okay.
Yes.
When you read that, it's like,
Yes. So noted.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Accurate.
That vote passes unanimously. Great. On to 22.01, Student Achievement Report Discussion. Superintendent Denny, you have the floor.
Thanks again, Ms. Knighton. Board, this was just a quick other business type topic. And if you have feedback, please let me know. But what I would like to begin to do, because I think it would be illuminating for the public as well as the board, is invite principals to do it during our student achievement report for like 3 months out of the year. Invite the principals to give an overview of their progress at their building on their one plan. And I'll just give you some quick context. We did this at a district leadership team meeting last month, and it was really, really insightful, encouraging, as well as, I think, informative to see the kind of work that's happening at the building level around academic outcomes, creating a good learning environment for students. So I just wanted to bring it up because I don't want those to happen in May. May is a whole different level of activity at the building level, especially at the high school, at the secondary level. So I'd love to maybe do like a certain order, maybe 1 month in February, do one campus, do the next campus the next month in April, March, and then finally the last campus, the third campus, including Project Success, in April. And that would leave May open for other business and not pull on the principals during a month that's high demand. But I just wanted to bring it up. If you have feedback, please let me know. But I think it might be beneficial to see from the building level some of the academic and building level work that's happening. So I just wanted to bring it up this month so you could, if you have a conversation now, great. If you want to think about it, get back to me. I just wanted to get it out in conversation ahead of time.
Board,
That would
any
be-
discussion?
I think that would be nice, especially with making sure we're sharing a positive narrative or a counter narrative to what may be said about Winwood. So
Yes,
making
ma'am.
sure we're keeping
Yeah.
the Warrior Way highlighted in each one of our buildings, and also closing out the school year in a positive light, commending our admin as well as our educators in the work of our students.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, thanks for that. Certainly the intent, as we talk about all the time, and I think the board understands this, we have a lot of really positive things happening. Are we where we want to be? No, we've got room to grow, but there's some really good things happening. And I think helping increase the awareness around that could really be beneficial for our families, our community, our business partners, et cetera.
Thank you.
And I love being able to get an update outside of just like the report card dropped and now we hear it and then
Yeah.
like we don't hear a whole lot
Mhm.
else. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay.
I really do like that idea.
Yeah, we've implemented the science of reading this year, and in 2 or 3 weeks, right before Christmas, we did some testing to see how kids were coming along. And it might be interesting to see, compared to this year and last year, have we seen positive how positive are results relative to the science of reading in 3rd and 4th grade? So.
Well, and as I think we may have touched on briefly earlier, we've adopted a new English language arts.
Mhm.
The board approved that
Yeah.
about a year ago.
Yeah.
Now that
Yeah.
I think about it, for
Yeah,
grades
man, that's
K6,
Mm-hmm.
that's aligned to the science of reading.
Right.
So we would hope to start to see. And every curriculum's got gaps. They're not perfect, and you have to run through a year to find those and then decide how you want to systemically fill them. But
But
to
I
your
would hope
point, yeah.
that with a new curriculum that we're seeing improvements in the number of kids that get close to passing the test or have passed the test even in the fall. I know there's some kids that I tutor with that have already passed.
excellent. Great to hear that. Thank you for
Yeah.
that.
Great
Well, board, thanks for
discussion.
the feedback. I'm sorry, Ms. Nutton.
Any other discussion? Okay. Well, seeing that there's no recommended action or anything for that one, we'll move on to 22.02, overnight field trip request. Mr. Denny, you have the floor again.
Thanks again, Ms. Knighton. And board, this is not asking for action tonight on this either, and I do have a hard copy version of this. In addition to it is before you as well electronically. This is coming up this January, and the board did approve this last year as well. It's not substantively changed, but this is an overnight field trip out of the country. Just barely, but it's still out of the country. So thought I would get this to you in advance so that you could have time to review it. If you have any feedback, comments, questions, you're more than welcome to ask now, but if they come to you later, feel free to email me, call me.
So as I was reading through I think it's a great opportunity, but I did wonder, are they going to do any fundraising? Because I saw the cost and I saw that they were like, well, maybe there'd be funds from this and that, but do they have a?
Yeah, they have not discussed that, Ms.
Okay.
Bryant. I can take that back, or that could be feedback, that I take back to them. What they have put in place as a safety net for students is the City of Forest Parks Environmental Program
I did see that
has
in
some funding available.
Okay.
And I don't know how much, but that they could hopefully be used to help offset costs for a student that really wanted to participate and
It could.
was having trouble accessing the funding necessary. Yeah.
Is that going to come before us at the January board meeting for approval?
That's the request from the building and the sponsor so
Okay.
that they have enough time to plan for the July trip. I believe it's a July trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
June 15th.
Any
the-
questions
June.
right now?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's saying that this is some of this is science based, but This is a sixth grade trip?
It's yep.
Fifth
Or
or
no?
sixth grade. Math and
I'm
science.
questioning myself whether it's grade 6 or grade
Only
5.
asking because it says the position
standards
is teacher
are-
grade 6.
Yeah, Mr. Schuette's a 6th grade teacher.
Okay.
Says grade.
And so is sixth grade tested now for science, or is this not a
no,
tested
fifth
subject
grade
still?
is.
It says sixth
Okay.
grade students.
6th
okay.
grade students. Yeah.
Just asking in regards to standard alignment and knowing that sixth grade is not a tested subject
Right.
for science, and we're paying for them to go to learn about math and science.
Yeah, and it's the families actually do pay for the trip.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, we're not
But-
paying anything.
yeah, you're correct.
I wanted
Miss-
to make
Miss
sure,
Miller, you're
'cause
absolutely
it's not
right.
a tested subject.
Grade 5 and 8 would be the
Mm-hmm.
elementary test or the K-8 tested
The
grade.
parents are paying.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted clarity.
Any other discussion, board?
Board, before we get to the last item, if I could, Miss Knight, I just want to share, again, not for approval or anything, just information. I have a preview copy of Dr. Ragland's adoption presentation. As we've talked about, there's a math adoption coming for secondary, grades 6 through 12. And I just wanted to put this in front of you so that you could have feedback for her. She would be scheduled to present this at the next regular meeting, January 26th. So just thought I'd pass this out for your review and information ahead of that. And then
Would we send any feedback to you or Dr.
please,
Ragland?
yeah,
Okay, to
please
you.
send it to me and I'll route it to Dr. Ragland. You could send it straight to her and just copy me too if you'd prefer. But they do have a final recommended curriculum that they'll be bringing to the board in February to request your approval. So in January, I'd love to put in your hands preview copies of materials so that you have a month to preview that. So we thought we'd proceed in this way, get it in your hands now so you can get some information about it. She can present it to you and give you the review materials at the regular meeting in January. And then we'd respectfully request your approval for that in February so that we can purchase it. So I plan to purchase it and train on it. And then I have one last item, again, just information, but this is pursuant to a law that the state just passed. We've been watching for a while House Bill 114, which was going to change the kindergarten start date from either August, well, currently ours is September 30. And what the state law just changed that the governor signed into law right before break on December 19th is the students have to turn 5 by the first day of school in that district.
Oh my.
So for our district, the first full day of kindergarten in the 26-27 school year is August 24th. Just doing quick to like back of the napkin math, this is going to affect about 30 families, we think, maybe more, because birthdays are distributed randomly. You got about 300 kids in a given class in Winton Woods. 1/12 of that is 25 kids, plus it covers a little bit of August. So we're thinking we're going to essentially cause that many students and families to delay 1 year. They thought they were going to be able to enter kindergarten, and instead they're going to have to wait a year. So I thought we should put this out like ASAP, because if I'm a parent, I want to know about this soon, because that may affect my preschool place, a reserved spot in line for my preschool or my daycare situation, my arrangement for daycare. And potentially that could have financial implications for families. So once we found out this, we kept waiting to see, did this pass or not? And then it passed, and then the governor signed it. So now it's actually law. Law goes into effect on February 19th. Our registration for kindergarten does not start until March 1st. So there's a little bit of time, but not a lot. So I thought we might want to let the board know about this. It's scheduled to go out tomorrow, but I wanted to put it in your hands first so you were aware. You could very well get complaints, and they could very well be very legitimate complaints. And I think we understand where the families are coming from.
Yeah.
But just wanted to put this in your hands, preview copy of the letter that we hopefully we'll send tomorrow. Questions, thoughts, comments, concerns?
When you say send it out tomorrow, you're sending it to the community?
Yes. We'll send it through Parent Square as well as to our social media feeds so that it could be dispersed into the wider community as well.
I
I remember we had an internal discussion about this, like wanting to change the date. And I'm sure the state probably had similar, but are they going to be looking at the data? Like, is this supposed to improve outcomes? Because we have this, we want students to be in school earlier, and now you're delaying. So what was the impetus behind this delay? Do we know that?
Yeah, it's a great question, Ms. Bryant. I do not have that information.
I
I know there has been
either.
debate in almost all districts about what's the best age for kids to start. I have a hard time telling families to wait because we're in public school. I believe school is good for kids and education. Typically to advocate for less education or a delay is not something that we're super comfortable with. But I mean, it moves it back a month. It didn't move it back 2 months. I guess they could have gone to August 1st or some arbitrary date. But there's definitely pros and cons with this from a research standpoint as well as just a practical standpoint.
Now, private schools can still admit whenever they want, correct? So they're not held to this rule. I assume.
I believe that's the case. I don't want to misspeak. I'd have to double check that, whether it applies to all schools in the state, including private institutions.
I'm looking it up on Bill Track.
Okay.
All schools besides private schools, so charters and
Yeah.
any STEM schools will have to.
STEM.
Anybody
Okay.
get state money then?
Mhm.
Okay.
Thanks,
you for
Ms.
that.
Miller. Thank you. That concludes the distribution of items I thought the board might want to have in advance. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you for the information.
Thanks for the update.
All right, continuing on to 22.03, Great Oaks report discussion. Board, this is just something I asked Superintendent Denny to add as your newly appointed representative to the Great Oaks Board. I just wanted to discuss really quick the preference or appetite kind of for the board report out for the Great Oaks report. I know typically that has come from Mr. Birdie, so it gets uploaded and then we just kind of acknowledge it and move on. But since I'm live here now, I didn't know if the board had an appetite to kind of do just this quick kind of summary from the Great Oaks session, kind of similar to what we do for the legislative report. If you all would be okay with like a short summary report out for Great Oaks, or if you guys just wanted the reports uploaded like they normally are. I mean, I know we typically like to highlight our students, especially when they are recognized with Great Oaks. If you guys are okay with me doing like a small couple minute summary or kind of just what the appetite is. So I just wanted to bring it up for discussion.
So what Mr. Birdie did was he would have it uploaded. It still got uploaded, and he did like the blurb of who was highlighted in the district. So it wasn't any. It was like, here's all the information. It's in there. Here are the people that are from Winton Woods or anything was going on. So that was, at least that was my understanding of what we've always done, and it actually seemed to work. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
everybody was okay with that, since
something that's
I'm the
brand new
representative
did.
now, so we can actually.
So when
have
he
a
was
small
when he was the
little-
rep, it was the same. Even he was live. It didn't change. Like it wasn't. I don't think Mr. Denny and Mr. Seymour, was there any other discussion? He would upload it and just highlight what else was happening.
No, he would
Yeah.
send me the reports and we would upload them. And Mr. Denny took over the legislative report because he gets that weekly and he sends that to Mr. Spielman, and then Jeanette Jordan uploads the most recent one.
And when Mr. I can think of his name, when he was here, he would do the same thing. It still got uploaded. He still did a discussion. I think he did his little blurb, but it was all based on what we had. Brandon, do you remember anything differently?
Okay, so everybody's okay with just doing similar to how we handle the
Yeah, and then
legislative
you just go
report.
over
It
whatever
gets updated,
highlights.
just do a small highlight as an
Yeah.
agenda item, and then we'll move forward.
Yeah. Unless there's something that you want to bring differently. I mean,
Okay. No, I just wanted to make sure because we hadn't had, at least since I've been on the board, we hadn't
Right.
had a live representative. So,
That's right, because he was still.
I mean, if there's something significant, you know, sometimes the legislative report is very short because there's really nothing to say. There's a lot of legislation out there, but nothing signed, and it's all in committee.
Yeah.
well, that's kind of what I figured it would be most of the
And some
time.
months there's critical legislation that's
Yeah.
passed.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Thank you for asking that.
Thank you for the discussion. Board, finally, last but not least on the agenda, is 23.01 adjournment. I now call this meeting of the Winton Woods City Schools Board of Education adjourned. Thank you to all in attendance, and thank you to Waycross Community Media for your long-standing district partnership and for broadcasting this meeting.